Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Professor Brian Hutchison, and welcome to our channel. So, what we're talking about today is order of operations, but some of y'all know it by the word PEMDAS. I prefer order of operations. PEMDAS is a way to try to remember some of those, but in itself, it's part of the problem. Because it's more than just parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, right? There's the idea of reading left to right. And this is just more than parentheses. It's anything dealing with order. Brackets, the big fraction bar, right? A big fraction bar where we have stuff on top and stuff on the denominator. Exponents is easy. Multiply, divide. But you got to know that these two things, it doesn't mean that multiply always happens before division, right? They're actually kind of tied together. So reading left to right, a multiply and divide would be done before an addition and subtraction. So add and subtract. But these two are also tied together. It's okay to do subtraction before addition, especially if the subtraction is to the left. It's happening first. So yeah, that complicates things. So it's just order of operations. So why do we have to do this? Well, math is a language, and every language has a set of rules, and these are some of our basic set of rules. So what are the problems going to say? Well, the problems are going to tell us to do things like simplify, perform the operations, things of that nature. So let's do a problem. That's the best way to get through these. So what is the purpose of these videos? It's not a full-blown teach. It is to get you over a hump. But the nice thing is y'all can freeze it. Y'all can try the problems on your own. You can come back to it. So let's do 2 minus 2 times a 3. And please note, this is the same thing as 2 minus 2 times a 3. I don't like using the x because an x is a variable, and well, you're going to get a lot of x's later on. So if we just read left to right with absolutely no rules whatsoever, 2 minus 2 would give me 0. And 0 times a 3 would give me 0. And that would be the wrong answer. PEMDAS says, order of operations says, we do anything inside the parentheses first. Well, we just have a 3. There's nothing we can do to it. Then we look for exponents. We don't have one. And next comes multiplication and division. Do we have any one of those? The answer is yes, we have 2 times 3. Well, 2 times 3 gives me a 6. And this leaves me with nothing but subtraction. 2 minus 6 is a negative 4. 2 steps forward, 6 steps back. Sounds like an old country song. 2 steps forward, 6 steps back leaves me at the negative 4 spot, assuming I started at 0. How y'all feeling? Let's go a little more complicated. Let's do 3 plus a 2 minus 4 quantity squared. So this is a perfect time to pause this. Try it on your own. And then when you're ready, hit play, and I will be helping you work this guy out. So once again, we start all over. Do we have parentheses? And the answer is yes. 2 minus 4 is a negative 2. quantity squared. Now, when you worked it, if you did it and you left the parentheses, out of there, you just no parentheses at all, you're making a boo-boo. You really need the parentheses there, thanks to the fact that it's being quantity squared. And what I mean by that is this guy does not equal to this guy. In my opinion, anytime I get anything that's complicated, right, something that has a variable in it or something that goes negative, I will leave it in parentheses until I can't anymore. I'll just leave it in parentheses. So since this is a -2, I'm definitely leaving it in parentheses. So we start all over again. Do we have a parentheses? Yes, but it's just a -2. Do we have an exponent? Yes. -2 quantity squared is -2 times a -2, which is 2 negatives make a positive. And then 3 plus 4 gives me 7. So over the years, Facebook has been posting things that says, oh, half the people in the world can't get it right. Well, it's mostly a PEMDAS type problem when he simplifies. Let's do 2 minus 2, open parentheses 2 plus 2, quantity squared, over a 2 minus 3 times the 2 squared minus 3. And so we have to do parentheses first, and I'm going to ask you, how many parentheses do you see? If you say 2, we got a problem. Well, 2's right. That's the number of parentheses, but remember, P really isn't parentheses. It's also order. And in fact, I would say that my highest priority right now is this fraction bar. It counts as an order device, one of those things in the parentheses category. This is my numerator, and this is my denominator. So what do we have to do? Well, let's break it apart. We're going to do the numerator first, and then we'll worry about the denominator. So it's two problems in one. So we find our parentheses, and we tackle that one first. Now all my parentheses is taken care of, so then I do an exponent. Well, that's the 4 squared. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. So I still have the parentheses, but it's a dummy parentheses. There's nothing going on. No exponents. All right. So now I'm looking at multiplication or division. Well, I have multiplication. 2 times 16 is 32, and then I'm left with subtraction. That gets me to a -30. My numerator is -30. Over on this other side, right, do I have parentheses? Yes. But this one's special. Right? You can't do the subtraction. You have to go over your PEMDAS rules, your order of operation rules, and I have an exponent. Right? I can't just say 2 minus 3. I got to do 2 squared first. Well, 2 squared is 4. Do you still have parentheses? Yes. 4 minus 3 is just 1. Multiply or divide. Well, we only have multiplication. 3 and 1 is 3. 3 times 1, I mean. 2 minus 3 is a -1. And we're almost done. So we get left with this. Now, a negative divided by a negative is positive. What's 30 divided by 1? Not so bad. Time for a joke. How do you know that a pirate is a good boxer? They have a mean left hook. Pirate, left hook. Get it? Oh. So this last problem is 4 minus 2 times a 3 divided by 6 plus a 1 minus 2 squared. And I'm going to leave this problem to you. I am going to tell you the answer is 0. So there's no parentheses in here. There are exponents, but you already know what 2 squared is. That's a 4. And the real secret then is in the middle. How do I tackle that 2, the 3, and the 6? And ultimately the 1. Well, you do your multiplication or division first, left to right as it is presented to you. Then you do your addition and subtraction. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, it is just a little bit of a push in the right direction. It is, we can go all day with order of operations. But have a nice day, and